We're approaching the 67th anniversary of Pearl Harbor, December 7th, 1941. If you can please tell us your memory of that day.
It was a Sunday afternoon, just like every other Sunday, which is my mother and father took us to Grandma and Grandpa's house to have lunch there and to sit around with our uncles and our aunt. My grandmother had 6 sons and 2 daughters. One of them was my mother, of course. And we had our lunch and we were all talking and kidding around, and the radio was on, playing music. And suddenly the music was interrupted. A voice came on and said, "We interrupt this program for a special news bulletin. The Japanese have attacked Pearl Harbor. All military personnel must report back to their base." My Uncle Morris was home on furlough for the week. So he went upstairs right away, got back into his uniform to take the train from Brooklyn, the subway from Brooklyn, to Penn Station, where he would catch a train to Virginia, where his base was, which he did. All the grown-ups were crying. They were very fearful. We were at war, and they understood what it meant. We, of course, at 8 and 9 years old, did not understand what it meant. We saw the grown-ups were very upset, so we went upstairs, us young ones, and we wrote a script similar to the soap opera that we hear on the radio every day. And we acted it out. We gave ourselves roles. We acted it out and came downstairs and acted it out for the adults. They listened, but I don't really think we distracted them very much. The war lasted for 4.5 years, and all my uncles were in the service. Ike was in Saipan, the South Pacific, for 3 years. Morris stayed my Uncle Morris stayed in the United States. Nat was supposed to be shipped overseas, but he liked his work very much in the Army hospital, so they kept him here. Abie was sent overseas to the European theater of war, where they were fighting the Italian and German armies. And Jake, the youngest one, volunteered for the Navy. But he was not in any danger because the war was soon over while he was still in there. 4 years of watching my grandmother sit at the window and chain smoke. We didn't know, in those days, nobody knew smoking was dangerous for the health. And sitting there and hoping and praying that the mailman wouldn't come. Well, the mailman would come with a letter, but the Western Union would not come. She had one of these star flags hanging in her window, but thank God a million times, all of them came home safe. This was FDR called it a day that will live in infamy. And for me, it was maybe one of the, if not the most significant days of my life, even though that day, that particular Sunday, we had no idea what it meant to us, to our country, to our family, to America. And that was the memory of that day. I'll never get over it. No matter how many times I think of it, I just can't get over that day.